As just explained, appositives are two words or phrases with similar meaning following each other in a sentence. They convey similar meaning and they are used for laying emphasis or for broadening the scope of what they convey. Look at this example. Biographers say that Marie Curie was always an inquisitive, curious student. Now see, the two words here are very similar in meaning and they together represent the usage of appositives here. The purpose of using these two words here in this sentence is laying emphasis on the inquisitive or curious nature of Marie Curie. Let's take one more example. Now here, pleasantly warm and balmy each represent Jamaica's climate. See, the two words are quite similar in meaning. However, the usage here broadens the scope of the meaning involved. Pleasantly warm and balmy, very similar in meaning, but they each broaden the scope of the meaning of the other word. So we saw two examples here. The first example reflects the use of appositives for laying emphasis, and the second example here reflects such usage for broadening the scope. Look at one more example here. The new traffic laws are so tyrannical, even draconian, because the city administration wants to popularize public transport. Of our interest here is this usage, tyrannical, even draconian. See, the two words are very similar in meaning and they each broaden the scope of other. Look at this example. Please pause the video and come up with your broad expectation from the correct answer choice. Pete's essay is so devoid of structure that its argument is almost incoherent. And then what follows is something which is supposed to be very similar in meaning. Almost incoherent, borderline, something else. However, this usage, borderline, suggests that the two phrases together must broaden the scope of the meaning here. The first part says incoherent, so in the second part, we probably need something a bit stronger. Try to understand this from this example, so serene, almost blissful. The two phrases are very similar in meaning. However, the second part is a bit stronger, that something is so serene that it is borderline blissful. Similarly, in this sentence, we have something negative here, something incoherent, something on the lines of incomprehensible. So see, we have almost incoherent followed by borderline incomprehensible. The two phrases are very similar in meaning and together they broaden the scope of the message being conveyed. A more GRE-like word for incomprehensible, unintelligible, something which cannot be comprehended. I hope this concept is absolutely clear. Let's take a GRE-like example now. Here is the question. Here is the correct four-step approach. Please pause the video and solve this. The legal battle over something has turned into something which is a complex web of findings that are all of this that none of the concerned parties can easily extract themselves from. Of our great interest here is this part of the sentence, from here to here. The idea is that the legal battle has turned into something which is a complex web of a lot of things. So we have the usage of appositives here. Before the comma here, we need a word that suggests a complex web of something. So our broad expectation from the correct answer choice can be something on the lines of a maze. You see, maze and a complex web of findings represent similar meanings. The two terms have been used to emphasize the complexity here. An anthology is a short collection of stories that doesn't fit. A symphony is a pleasant sound that doesn't match our expectation. A tempest is a storm that does not match our broad expectation from the correct answer choice. A menagerie is a zoo of sorts that just doesn't fit the context. A quagmire is a puzzle that very much syncs with our broad expectation from the correct answer choice. I hope that you thoroughly understood this very interesting concept of appositives. Good luck with the application of this concept. Thanks for watching.